Not my time to go. In Vietnam, we lived a lot of life below ground level. We became a family. We talked a lot about back home, our hopes, our dreams, if by the mercy of God we made it back there. We joked and laughed sometimes at each other, most times with each other. Laughter seemed to come easier underground in the 8x12 bunker where the dangers, for the most part, were outside. Letters written to loved ones a world away with great expectations they would soon be answered. Mail call was Christmas in a letter if you got one from a loved one. We opened the letters with the same enthusiasm as we would a Christmas gift. Then there were those letters that broke everyone's heart. A loved one left this world, or tragedy of some sort had occurred. However, nothing ripped a heart to shreds like a Dear John letter. A Dear John letter, for the younger generation that might not know, is a letter from a wife or a girl you hope to marry telling you that you were no longer the love of her life. Try if you can to imagine the devastation of such news, made even more unbearable by 10,000 miles of separation. All of our hearts felt the pain because any of us could be the next victim. Broken bodies and broken hearts are the price we pay when man's greed overrides common sense. Danger did not always remain outside. Occasionally it entered uninvited and unannounced with the intention of murder and mayhem. Our gun chief and I were playing cards at the end of the bunker when someone started yelling, "I'm going to kill you," using language not suitable for print. He was part of our gun crew, and taking orders from anyone was not in his resume. Sarge had just returned from R&R, and I had been in charge of the gun in his absence. I have very little doubt the second bullet would have had my name on it. Oftentimes I wonder what enabled us to be so calm, especially Sarge. All I can come up with is that and dying had become part of living. Kind of like it was just another day at the office. I will never forget Sarge looking right at him and saying, "Well, are you going to shoot me or talk me to death?" That definitely was not the response he had expected. He knew the time for talk was over. It was time to do or depart. His decision was to leave, but not before making a final defiant gesture of hate. He threw the M14 at the both of us and stormed back up the steps. Looking back, I can see the whole incident being a battle between God and Satan. I know God had something he wanted me to do, and I believe it was to do what I am doing now. I am telling the world about Jesus by telling how many times he delivered me from the clutches of Satan. Satan knew he could not have my soul, but if he could have, he would have taken my life and stopped what I'm doing now, and that would not have been a good thing.